In the quaint village of Maplewood, nestled amidst rolling hills and swirling rivers, Valentine's Day was approached differently by its inhabitants. For decades, the tradition of the Valentine pen pal had thrived, transforming occasional acquaintances into lifelong friends. Emily Hastings, a 29-year-old elementary school teacher, had lived in Maplewood all her life. She was a spirited woman with a passion for teaching and an unrelenting curiosity about people. This year, as part of the Valentine tradition, she became pen pals with Edward Langley, a librarian from the neighboring town of Deerfield. Emily and Edward, both book lovers, began their correspondence hesitantly, but soon blossomed into fervent exchanges filled with literary quotes, personal anecdotes, and dreams of future adventures. As weeks turned into months, their letters grew in length and depth, discussing everything from politics to philosophy, while interspersing their own jokes and stories. But there was something unusual about Edward's letters. They often carried subtle hints about places and experiences that seemed oddly familiar to Emily. It was as if he knew Maplewood intimately, yet he had told her he had never visited. As Valentine's Day approached, Emily decided to visit the Deerfield Library, under the guise of searching for rare books, to finally meet her elusive pen pal. She entered the library with bright eyes and a sense of anticipation, scanning the rows for Edward. It wasn't long before a scholarly face behind the desk caught her eye. The man stood as she approached, showing a recognition that was instant and unmistakable. "Emily," he said, his voice carrying the warmth of their written correspondence. "I wasn't sure you'd come." Emily was startled for a moment until realization dawned upon her. Edward was someone she had known before her first pen pal letter arrived. Years ago, as teenagers, they had crossed paths during a joint school event between Deerfield and Maplewood, sharing an innocent friendship over youthful debates. Edward had remembered her and had hoped their letters, shared memories, and newfound companionship would pave the way for a renewed relationship. The two spent that Valentine's Day laughing over childhood memories and shared dreams. As evening approached, Emily recognized that Maplewood's Valentine tradition had not only reconnected her to someone from her past, but had also set the stage for an enduring bond. Edward's familiarity allowed their correspondence to flourish, creating a heartfelt surprise that bore the promise of friendship, and perhaps more, through letters, words, and unspoken understanding.